Remember not so long ago when we had to quarantine for 2 weeks, get tested constantly, we couldn't hug, we couldn't touch each other, we couldn't have genuine human interaction? Well, they made a movie about it. A group of actors are stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel as they attempt to complete filming the 6th film in this huge blockbuster franchise. But before I probably start with my review for The Bubble, I want you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. If you're excited, if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? And if you love movies and TV, this is the place to be, so consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. So if you know anything about Judd Apatow movies, this follows the same basic formula in the sense that you gather a group of very talented performances, each with their own unique, over-the-top, silly personalities clashing against one another, and just kind of let them riff with this very simple, kind of very attractive premise of actors who are shooting this blockbuster in a bubble. So you have this kind of fun meta joke where it's a movie within a movie, and there's lots of fun to be taken from that. You have everyone here, from Leslie Mann to Karen Gillan, Pedro Pascal, Fred Armisen, and so many others. Keegan-Michael Key is also here. When you have these kind of ensemble comedies, it always really works to let just the personalities bounce off one another. And there are moments in this film that had me genuinely laughing out loud. Their energy is just infectious, and it's really fun to kind of relive these moments. We've come to a point, I feel personally, where now it's time. It's time to poke fun at how this situation was. It's time to poke fun at ourselves, laugh about it, relieve the stress a little bit. And it's fun to just see these actors that are so egocentric, some of them so narcissistic, so focused on themselves. And there are, in a lot of ways, such horrible people that have no awareness of mundane day-to-day living and the actual real problems that normal people go through, and see them slowly losing their minds in this situation. There's a lot of fun to be taken away from that. There are a lot of moments in here that had me genuinely laughing out loud, particularly the deliveries of some of these lines that I have to believe they are improvised. Not to mention that it is a film with an overabundance of cameos that feel so chaotic and out of nowhere. Sometimes you have no idea how these people came into this. A bunch of movie references and inner jokes, not only about the state of the movie industry to this day, but the inner workings of the industry itself. There are just so many parts that work in this, where you have these situational setups for comedy, and they work individually. Whether you have characters that just want to have sex with someone because they haven't had it in a long time, whether you have people losing their minds because they're so isolated from anyone else, they can't do anything they want freely, but the whole, sadly, is just never as good as its parts, where you have certain interactions that make you laugh, but then it tries to insert this and shoehorn this kind of narrative through line that is just not as strong as it thinks it is. So if you're going into The Bubble to try and laugh, this film will make you laugh. However, as most of Judd Apatow's movies, it's a film that overstays its welcome. This is a film with a very clear-cut idea, with a very good concept of trapping these actors, these very strong personalities, in this one place, in this bubble. And funny enough, the bubble bursts rather quickly. I think the first hour, as we're getting to know these personalities and we start to see the cracks in their sanity throughout that first hour, it works rather well. But after a bit, it just overstays its welcome. As you get the jokes, you get the point the film is trying to make, and then it makes it and keeps on going for about another hour. The film is only 2 hours long, but it feels a little bit longer than that, where it doesn't justify sticking around for so long. There are so many good levels to play with that it just feels like it is a bunch of sketches that are all really funny, but because you feel you have to stay there and follow through this narrative, the narrative itself is just not that strong and doesn't justify such a long runtime. The Bubble feels like it should be watched in parts. Like it should be broken down in this series of mini sketches with these very famous faces flashing on screen that are so entertaining to watch throughout. But after a while, the formula, the concept feels tired in its execution. The Bubble is at its strongest when it's trying to convey some levity and not trying to say something that is just not that clever and like what the film thinks it is. The Bubble's simple concept is exactly what is so clever about it, just allowing strong personalities with their charisma, charm and wit to shine on screen and bounce off one another freely with no restrictions. But while it works in its situational structure, it doesn't really come together as a narrative structure. I'm giving The Bubble a C+. But those are only my thoughts on The Bubble, so now I want you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. If you're excited, if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it, and what is your favorite Judd Apatow film? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with more videos. There are already reviews up on the channel for Moon Knight Episode 1, the first 4 episodes spoiler-free, a review for Morbius, a post-credit scenes explained for Morbius. I hope to see you in all of those, and thank you to my channel members Bruna and Stuart for making this video possible. And so until the next one, love each other, and love the movies.